Welcome to my channel, Love, Light, Liberty, and I'm your host, Rox Light. Today is Saturday, August 9th, 2025, and the full moon tonight is full moon in Aquarius. For those of you wondering why the full moon is in Aquarius when we're currently in Leo season, that's because the full moon will always be in your opposite zodiac sign, and the opposite of Leo is Aquarius. For those of you that are waiting for the full moon to be in Leo, that won't happen until Aquarius season, which will be Sunday, February 1st, 2026. The Native Americans called this full moon the sturgeon moon because during this time of season, the sturgeon fish were in abundance. Tonight, I'm going to be going over the two cards for the month, the August full moon and the August new moon cards from the Moonology Oracle card deck. And the second thing I'm going to do is go over the mystery show and tell item for August. And then the third thing will be going over some short stories that happen to be folklore stories tonight. I hope you take some time for yourself, sit back, relax, get yourself a cup of coffee or tea, and enjoy the show. Welcome, everybody, to Show and Tell Stories. This is the 8th episode, and we are in the 8th full moon of the year, which is Saturday, August 9th. And tonight's full moon is our full moon in Aquarius. So I'm going to go over the Moonology Oracle card for that, and then I'm going to go over the new moon card at the end of the month for you guys. And this is what I'm using, the Moonology Oracle card deck by Yasmin Boland. Before I get started, I'm going to clear the space with my bell. So tonight's card says, show the world the real you. Show the world the real you. And Aquarius is an air sign, so they think intellectually about things. So let's take a look at what the book has to say. This card brings the message from the cosmos that you need to detach a little from whatever situation you're asking about. Someone might be keeping you at arm's length now, but it's no bad thing. It's important for you to allow life to unfold and progress, even if change seems like a frightening prospect. If you've been holding yourself back from showing the world the real you, this card reminds you that unique characteristics are what make you special. In a relationship, are you being too aloof or detached? Go ahead and be yourself in whatever is coming up for you. Attune to the moon. Be aware of your feelings, but also be prepared to move on. Additional meanings for the card could be don't lose the beauty and romance of life. You are too much in your head. Get out, get into your heart. A friend needs you. Be there for them. A situation is going to take a very unexpected turn. The teaching of the card is every full moon is a time to release and let go, but the addition of Aquarian energy to the mix triples that message. Aquarius is the opposite of clingy, and pulling this card at any time suggests either you need to let go or someone is thinking they are the ones who need to let go, perhaps of you. What needs to go? What is the next right thing to do? Whatever happens next could be highly unconventional or unexpected. Now, normally I just take a couple tidbits and make a couple comments, but I'd like to break this one down um, for you a little bit more. So I'm going to go over each sentence and tell you what my thoughts are, what I was meditating on about. So this card brings a message from the cosmos. You need to detach from whatever situation you're asking about. So if there's anything in your life you need to detach from, that's because there is an imbalance already. So maybe you're giving too much time and energy towards, I don't know, I'm going to just throw out examples. Work. Maybe you need to detach a little bit from it, take some time off, or reduce your schedule a little bit. Or maybe you're uh, overconsumption in social media. It's taking up all your time and energy. Like if you check your media usage hours and it's 8 hours a day, well, that's an imbalance. That's just an example. So then maybe you need to back off and do other things, go outside, read a book. I don't know. Like find yourself balanced again. Okay, the next thing is someone might be keeping you at arm's length, but it's no bad thing. So if someone's keeping you at arm's length, there's probably a reason for it. So there's only two things to that, which is communicate. You either ask what the problem is or why they're detached and have you at that they're at arm's length, or you don't care and you don't do anything about it at all. You just let it go and say, oh, well, I don't know what the problem is. That's their problem, not mine. So either you ask about it or you don't. And that's pretty straightforward on that one. It's important for you to allow life to unfold and progress, even if change is frightening. Um, Change is scary for everyone. It's a level of stress that we don't want to have to put ourselves through. I have a kind of a wall saying, and I wrote it down. It's on my wall. It says, "You can never cross the ocean unless you have the courage to lose sight of the shore." So think about that. Think about all the people that were adventurous and they got in a ship and they didn't know if they were going to be shipwrecked, they would ever reach home ever again, or if they would ever see new lands. They took the risk. They got in that ship with facing unknown. Think of the Vikings, and when they explored, they found new lands and they started trading with other countries and stuff like that. And that was only possible because they had the courage to get in a ship, sail off where they couldn't see the shore anymore, and go to into the unknown. And that's what uh, you get experiences from life if you can get past that level of uncomfortability. Okay, the next thing is you've been holding yourself back from showing the world the real you, and you have unique characteristics that make you special. So not all Aquarius uh, are extroverts and they're going to be out showing themselves off to everybody and giving their time and energy to everybody and everything out there. That's not, I don't think, what it's saying. What I got it from is, especially if you're an introvert, you can show and express yourself in other ways through it was saying, like your unique characteristics. Well, your unique characteristics can be like your talents. Maybe you can express yourself to the world through your talents, through your art, through your music, through your style, anything like that. So it doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm going to go out there and just be a social butterfly with everybody and let them all know who I am down to my soul level. I don't think so. I don't think that would be healthy for anyone. People can get to know you by your style, or even the music you like to listen to, or the art you like to look at, or the books you like to read. Um, that's all about who we are. So let's see. The next one is, are you being too aloof or detached in a relationship? Well, I can tell you straight out, if you're going to be aloof and detached, that's not relationship material. It has to be open communication on both sides. But both sides agree to be aloof and detached to one another, and they're going to take a break from one another, that's an agreed thing. But if you're going to be aloof and detached and expect um, a good, solid, strong friendship or relationship, that's not possible. That's doing the opposite. The other person needs like a lifeline. They need to kind of send that out there so they can catch on to it. And there's open communication. Right now, if you're aloof or detached, that's broken. Whatever could have been there is no longer there. You would have to have communication and to repair that. It's like uh, a bridge between two people. Say the bridge burnt down, well, it has to be rebuilt. That's the only way. you can't cross on a bridge that's been burnt. And that would be being too little for detached. Again, that's you can't be in a relationship and be aloof and detached. So go ahead and be yourself in whatever's coming up for you. Again, the books and the cards keep repeating, be yourself, show the world the real you. So this is a time where during this full moon, they really want you to express yourself, do things that give you joy and happiness and peace. Like it said, Aquarius energy during this time is triples the message. So hopefully there's something in here that you can relate to. You'll know if it relates to you or not because it's going to touch your soul or it's going to strike a chord with you, strike your nerve. Or you're going to be like, oh yeah, that's what's happening. I guess I need to work on that. Or, oh, okay, wow, I can see what's going on. It just kind of gives you a sense of direction or just kind of reassess things, what's going on. All right, well, that's it for Aquarius. And I hope that helps. I hope that resonates with someone. We're going to move on now to the next card, which is going to be a new moon in Virgo, which is at the end of the month. So let me get to that page. Well, our new moon in Virgo is going to be also on a Saturday, which is the end of the month, which is going to be Saturday, August 23rd. And Virgo is a earth sign, so it's very grounding sign, very stable. Here we got which helps with the green here, representing the earth sign, and then we have the maiden here, which is the Virgo zodiac sign, is the maiden. And this says, a time to give rather than take. A time to give rather than take. Let's see what the Moonology deck has to say about this. When this card comes up, it's time for you to take stock in your situation. Where are you? And what do you want to go? Where do you want to go? The new moon energy of the card suggests a restart, and the Virgo energy suggests that you make that restart a clever one that's simple and well organized. Virgo also has a strong health aspect to it. So if you've been unwell, this card suggests that your health is on the up. Virgo loves eating clean and alternative therapies. So add these into your routine now. However, if you've been feeling in it's a situation that's blocked or it can be over analyzing things or being too critical, it's time to ask less what someone else can do for you and think more about what you can do for others. Attune to the moon, recommit to healthy morning and evening routines. Additional meanings for the card is gradual improvements are coming. Pay attention to detail if you want success. Be of service to others, and love and money will follow. And the person you're asking about is reliable. The teaching is Virgo is a sign of health, service, and analysis. Its energy is precise and has a feel of harvest about it. When the card comes up, it could be that a wonderful bounty is coming your way. However, the energy of the new moon in Virgo is usually about getting your life in order so that what you need to do at the time of the new moon and whenever else you pull the card. Okay, so that's very straightforward. There's really little to interpretation on that, which makes sense because Earth energy is stable and grounded. So I do have to say though, Virgos are already, their sign is very organized and they're very disciplined. And I, my daughter's a Virgo and she likes to eat healthy and like alternative therapies, and I do too. But all I can say is if you're on that path, don't give up. Even if you seem like the progress is slow, don't give up on it. It's like maybe you were eating clean, but then one day you eat terrible. Don't give up. Just go back to eating clean again. Like for me, for instance, I'm on a diet, and the best thing for a diet, I say, is to say no. No, I don't want that. No, that's not good for me. No, that's not healthy. No, that has too much fat. No, I don't need that sugar today. And that's the discipline in order to make life changes is to be able to say no. Um, yeah, since they're planners, they long-term, short-term goals. So if you want to achieve that, you have to have a plan for that. It can't just all be in your head. It has to be physically where you can see it and it's written down. Like for instance, when I moved, every day I had written out or for the week or whatever, things I had to get done by a certain time in order to keep me on track because I had a move out date. And trust me, even with all that planning that I did, my move out date, I we worked right up until the end of it, like till 7 p.m. on the day of. So even for me, having all those plans, writing them down, and sticking to them the best I could, um, it's still we went right up to the very last moment. And I know there's curveballs that come in life, and you can be on track, and all of a sudden, bam, there's a curveball. The last week of me moving, my leg got messed up, and I had to go to the hospital to the ER, and my leg's really bad that week. And I was like, okay, well, this is the last week we're moving stuff out, so I don't know how I'm gonna pull this off because my leg's messed up now. So but it happened. It was a curveball that I wasn't planning on. I don't think any of us plan on curveballs in life, but if you do get off track, just get back on. If you fall off something, get back on. And if you fail at something, try again. Um, don't give up on anything, okay? Gradual improvements are coming, so think positive about things. My younger daughter had on her phone, the screens had a glass of water on it. And she said, "What do you see, Mom?" And I said, "Well, I see a glass half full." And she said, "Oh, okay." I guess she was doing a survey of how many people see that glass as half full and how many people see it as half empty. And when I told her, "Well, I see a glass half full," she said, "Well, I think we're a glass half full family then." So I guess all of us agreed that we saw the glass half full instead of half empty. So, oh, and about time to give rather than take. It's not about money. You can give your time, your energy. You can do a random act of kindness, stuff like that. So it comes back to you. It's like this was saying, be of service to others, and the love and money will follow. It's like good karma. You put it out there, you're gonna get it back. What you're giving out in the universe. And that's probably about it. I hope that resonates for, don't overanalyze things it says. You don't want to overanalyze something to the point where they call it analysis paralysis, where you overanalyze it so much, you're paralyzed and you don't do anything about your path or about the decision that you were supposed to make. You're on hold. Like somebody pressed the pause button and because you couldn't make a decision because you just kept overanalyzing, like overkill on it, like all the possibilities that could be or couldn't be, or well, what would be the best, like we don't know all that. That's an unknown in life. You can kind of guesstimate the best, but like I said, there's always gonna you can maybe make the best decision that you feel out of all the possibilities, and then again, guess what? A curveball. The universe knows more about our life path than we do. We think we know it all, but we don't. That's for sure. Um, and again, the new moon is about a new start on something, starting a new project, implementing new ideas into your life, or new plans, and or taking a plan that you have and taking it back to the drawing board and starting over again, which is okay too. Because there's a lot of things that fail in life and they have to be relooked at. Like I was thinking earlier today, my kids like to go to the gym, but this one particular gym, the history of it, was like Planet Fitness. It had failed at one point. And they were going bankrupt, and they had to reassess their whole outlook on how they were going to redo the whole thing and how they were going to get customers and what kind of like um, new game plan. And then they come up with a new game plan, and guess what? It's successful now. So what once failed doesn't mean you have to just bury it and walk away. You can go back to the drawing board and say, okay, let's take a look at this again. We're not ready to give up because we've already invested a lot of time in it already. People don't usually like to walk away from something they've really invested a lot of time in, because then that feels like failure. But if you keep trying on something, eventually it should work or whatever, if it's meant to be, right? But one thing I do want to say, at the gym when I used to go with my son there, it said, they're saying on the wall, it's just very simple, you belong. That's it. Or like, you belong here or something. It was just like 2, 3 words. And that's their slogan. That's it. And it's positive. There's positive words. It's encouraging. It can stick with you all day because it's big letters on the wall and it's just sticking out at you like you belong, like you're important. You should be here. You could do this. Like the saying you could add on to it. Each person probably adds on to that, like what that means for you. So even small things can go a long ways. All right. So I hope that helps. Stay tuned for what I'm going to show you for the month of August, the mystery show item. All right. For the mystery item, which I put in here just for fun in my mystery box here. I eventually want to paint this. It's just plain wood, but well, one day years ago, I was on a nature walk in Hondo, Texas. And as I was on the walk, I spotted something kind of sitting by a tree. And I walked over to it, and it happened to be painted rock left behind. And this is the painted rock. It's an alien. And I went and grabbed it. I thought it was so cute. And I kept it all these years. And what happened is there is a lady in that town that paints rocks and leaves them along the trails for people to find. And it's on Facebook. It's called, she wrote on the back of it, Smiley Rocks on Facebook. So if you find any of her rocks, you're supposed to take a picture of it and post it on Facebook. I guess I'll do that, but I've had this for years. I did go to her Facebook page, take a look at what was transpiring, and I guess her little rock idea kind of expanded. So it's at the trails there. It'll say take a rock, um, leave a rock, or share a rock. So some of the rocks they'll be painted whatever, like they could be flowers on them or bugs or sayings or whatever. And this one didn't have a saying. It didn't need to have a saying because I connected with it right away. I was like, oh man, it's alien. That one, like. So that's the show and tell. Since I'm showing you something fun, and the only people that actually watch my videos are my friends and family, I'm going to show you my Chewbacca I got last year. For you Star Wars fans out there, I think he's kind of tall. He's too tall for my desk right there. He makes a sound, but it's hard to hear sounds apparently on my audio because the bell I keep using, nobody can hear that. So maybe I'll play it right next to me and see if we can hear it. So you press his chest and he makes the Chewbacca sound. So I just thought he was so cute and I couldn't resist him. And so he's my other, I guess he could be a Yeti and he could be with the alien here. I don't know, but that's my fun things to show you. Yesterday I went to the bookstore And I was looking for some new ghost stories, and actually I didn't find any. I ended up getting like a folklore book here, and I got this in the kids section because I was told my son, let's look in the kids section. I got some other books in the adult section, but I like the art on this one. It had some really cool artwork in it. It's kind of big for me to show you, but um anyway, there's little stories in here, and I'm gonna read you some of these folk stories tonight. Towards the back of the book is about good luck and bad luck things in life, in cultures. And I'm going to read you the story right here called Good or Bad Luck. And it's a folk tale from China. So I thought this was a cute book. And it's actually very interesting how different cultures view things or what they do to have good luck or bad luck or what they believe in, what the belief system is, and stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to read you next. So stay tuned.
Tonight's story is from the book Lore of the Wild Folklore and Wisdom from Nature by Claire Cook Starkley. And I'm going to read to you the story called Good or Bad Luck. This is a folk tale from China. Long ago, there lived a wise old farmer and his beloved son. Together they worked hard, farming the land beside their rickety old shack. Their one prized possession was a beautiful white horse who helped to pull their plow and carry the things they had grown into the market. One day their horse broke free from the tumble down stable and galloped off into the mountains. When the villagers heard about the news of the missing horse, they flocked to the old man's shack and wrung their hands. What terrible bad luck to lose your horse, they wailed. The old man suggested, could be good luck or could be bad luck. We'll see, he replied and continued his work. A week later, the white horse returned from the mountains and brought with him a valuable black mare. The old man and his son were delighted to have their horse back and soon repaired the stable and made space for the extra horse. When word reached the village, the villagers once again gathered, but this time to praise the old man's good luck. What amazing luck, they cried. You lost one horse, but now you have two fine horses. The old man responded with a weary smile and said, could be good luck or could be bad luck. We'll see. The next morning, the old man's son decided to try and ride the new black horse, but it was wild and fierce, it bucked and reared, tipping off the boy and breaking his leg. The villagers hurried to offer their sympathies. How awful! What terrible luck for your son's leg to be broken by your new horse. The old man thanked them for their concern, but replied, could be good luck or could be bad luck. We'll see. Hobbling on his broken leg, the old man's son went down to the village the following day to buy some food. Just at that moment, the emperor's soldiers rode into the village square and began rounding up all the young men to go to war. The old man's son with the broken leg was allowed to stay home. Thank goodness, father, that I did not have to go to war, he said when he arrived home. His father hugged him tightly and said, your accident was perhaps a blessing in disguise. But the last few weeks have taught us that everything is always is not always as it seems. It might be good luck or it could be bad luck. We'll see. So that kind of makes you think like we never know how things are going to work out. Like maybe we're just always thinking it's going to be bad luck, but actually things happen to us for a reason. And that reason we don't see at that moment, but we find out later what that reason is. So that's just kind of something to think about. Well, I'm going to read next the other things about cultures and what they say about having good luck, bad luck. Traditionally, people have looked to nature for good omens to inspire hope and signal good luck in the form of a welcome visitor, some extra money, a good crop, or nice weather. In Germany, to see a weasel sitting on the roof of a house is considered good luck. In America, a cricket chirping inside the house is a good omen, and in many cultures, it's considered bad luck to kill the cricket in the house. In Britain, if a bird flies into your house, then it will bring good luck with it. The bigger the bird, the more luck it brings. Horseshoes have long been considered lucky across Europe and North America, but no one is sure why. Hanging a horseshoe in a U shape above the door guarantees good luck to anyone passing underneath. Dreams are often thought of as certain messages. In Europe, it's lucky to dream of white horses or bees. In Japan, it's lucky to dream of eggplant. The call of the first cuckoo of spring is very important. If you are ill when you first hear it, you will remain unwell for the whole year. If you are tired, you will stay tired. If you're happy, you will have a joyful year. In America, lore if a ladybug lands on your clothes, it indicates that you will soon be getting a new version of whatever item of clothing it aligns on. Hearing a cat sneeze in Italy is good luck. If your pet cat sneezes, that means that money is coming your way. However, if your cat sneezes 3 times, that means you will catch a cold. Bad omens are unwelcome and signal unfortunate things to come. Around the world, people try their best to avoid them. Sailors once believed that if a black cat walked on board a ship and strayed off again, the ship would sink on the next voyage. Dogs are Dogs of 10 guard the underworld of mythology and so are associated with the devil. If it's unlucky for a dog to enter a church, and sailors don't say the word dog aboard a ship in case it conjures the devil. When you see the first robin of the year, make a wish before it flies away, or you will have bad luck all year. In China, sharing a pear with a friend spells the end of a friendship. This is because the word for pear in Chinese sounds very similar to the word separate. It is unlucky to point to the stars or moon with your fingers. In Turkey, it is considered bad luck to drink water that has moonlight reflected on it. Dreaming of a hare warns of coming bad luck. In Cornwall, in England, seeing a white hare is especially unlucky as people who have died of a broken heart were thought to be transformed into white hares. In the Shetland Islands, seeing a rainbow is considered a bad omen. In the Philippines, people were warned against wearing red during a storm as it was believed that the color attracted lightning. In Mexico, it is bad luck to sweep the house at night, and in Brazil, keeping a broom behind the front door encourages unwelcome visitors. Lucky charms. Lucky charms are objects people believe can attract good luck and repel bad luck. Actors in the theater think that wishing someone good luck is tempting fate. Instead of telling their fellow actors, they tell them to break a leg in hopes that the opposite will happen. In Celtic tradition, finding a rare 4 leaf clover was considered lucky. When kept in your pocket, it brings good luck and allows you to see the mischief of the fairies. Stones or pebbles with holes in them are known as hag stones in Britain and Ireland. They are carried to help ward off evil. A hag stone by the bed protects you from nightmares. It is traditional to eat carp on Christmas Eve in Poland. If you have a few scales from the fish in your wallet, you will have good fortune for a year. In Roman tradition, bay leaves were planted near a home to ward off evil spirits. If a bay tree suddenly withers, bad luck is coming. If all the bay leaves in the country wither, it's a national emergency is coming. In 1899, a terrible shipwreck occurred off the coast of Suffolk in England. One sailor said he owed his survival to 3 acorns in his pocket. The acorns were preserved and varnished and today are still carried aboard the local lifeboats for luck. Across Europe, the birch tree is considered a protector. However, if you walk under a birch tree, it's advised to cross your fingers to prevent bad luck. Elephants are considered especially lucky in India. A picture of an elephant with its trunk pointing upwards is said to shower you with good luck. If lightning strikes the ground and that area is thought to be sacred and bring luck to those who visit it. But in Britain, if lightning strikes a tree, you should not use that tree for firewood, as it is terrible luck to warm yourself by a fire made from such wood. So that's interesting, all of what people think's good luck or bad luck in their cultures. I know my cat is a black cat. People are often afraid of black cats because they believe they bring bad luck. Um, I've never found that to be the case, but um, here's one thing about cats. Some say if you look inside a cat's eyes, you will see the world of fairies. In Celtic mythology, Cat Sith, meaning a fairy cat, is an enormous black cat the size of a dog with a white star on its chest. She is said to steal the souls of the dead. In Germany, it's bad luck for a black cat to cross your path. If it has happened at the start of their journey, it is thought best to go home and set off again another day. Cats are terrible gossips, according to folklore from the Netherlands. People are careful not to discuss their deepest, darkest secrets when a cat is in the room. So that's just a couple things about cats. Anyway, this book's really interesting because it covers all kinds of folklore beliefs and stuff like that. So I'll read more from it on another day. Well, here's another one on a cat. Cats are good at fortune telling the weather. If their whiskers stand out stiffly, good weather is expected. If their whiskers are droopy, it's going to rain. Well, that's interesting. I'll have to pay attention to the whiskers on my cat. But anyway, something fun tonight. I hope you really enjoyed the show. I know I have enjoyed putting it together for you. When I was meditating before I started, I asked the spirits if there was anything they wanted me to say on their behalf, and they wanted me to say the words, "You are loved." And so, for any of you out there feeling unloved or like no one's paying attention, on the other side, they are. And it's sometimes maybe hard for us to connect with that because we don't see that in the physical world. It's only in the spiritual world. So that's what they wanted you to know. You are loved. So until next time, I hope you have a good full moon tonight, and I'll see you next month in September. So take care, everybody.